Hey, this is Steve Overgard, and I'm on Ken Drive in Chester, Virginia, and I'm going to do a real quick crawl space inspection. We're going to be looking at primarily areas around the bathroom, and that's near the front of the house, close to the porch. There's a hall bath, and then stacked behind that is the primary bathroom off the primary bedroom. Okay, when you come in the crawl door's right there. I see this stuff hanging down from the insulation. That is not mold, that's just lint from the dryer. We have repaired the dryer vent there on the outside, and it's hard piped on the inside. So as far as I can tell right now, there's no lint being pumped into the crawl space. And the discoloration that you see here on the cinder blocks and also on the joist, I don't think that is mold. I think that's camel cricket excrement. Working my way around the foundation here. I'm about a third of the way around, not finding anything of major concern. Just something I want to point out is that you see how the insulation is smooth right there, and then if you look up in this area, there's a lot of dangly pieces. I think we may be able to partially remedy that because the insulation is not tucked up underneath the cross bucks. So I think if we go ahead and cut the insulation at the cross bucks and then tuck it under the cross bucks, it will not be putting stress on the outside layer of the insulation, and it'll lay quite a bit flatter, and I think the insulation value will be better too. So I think we'll go ahead and take care of that. I am right here at the front door, and not sure what this is about, but there's a wire that's just hanging down. I don't know what it goes to or what it was intended for, but on that, I recommend we just, install a little box and then tuck the wire up inside the box so it's safe. Maybe cap it off with some wire nuts and electrical tape. This area is right underneath the front porch, and if you look at this, you would say, uh-oh. But what I'm really finding is that this is a little thin piece of wood here. And the function of that was to be like a form for the concrete, and the concrete's right on the other side of that, and the concrete's fine. So that doesn't matter that wood is deteriorated. And if you look at this piece, you'd say, oh my God, that thing is gone. But actually that's just the staining from the camel crickets. And so this wood member here is actually sound. So there's nothing wrong with that. I'm going to work my way down. All right, I'm in the next joist pocket down. It's the same thing. Got this little thin piece of wood that was used to form the concrete. It's deteriorated, but it doesn't make any difference at all. The wood is in great shape. There's no concerns with this. And this is the last joist pocket down from the door. 2 wires. I think there's a wire that goes in for an outlet, and then comes back down and doesn't go anywhere. It's just capped off. Kind of funny, but anyway, that's the one I'd seen earlier. There's no wood rot concern in this joist pocket either of any nature at all. It's good in shape. This is the next pocket down, joist pocket down. It's the same situation. You've got wood here that is deteriorated, but the purpose of the wood, original purpose of the wood, was to make a form for the concrete to pour into, which it served that purpose. Doesn't matter if it's deteriorated or not. This is a structural member. It looks like it's in horrible shape because it's got the black staining, but that's from the camel crickets. So I am not concerned about any of this stuff up in here. You can even see one of the lovely little guys right there. I hate these guys. Creepy. This is the next joist pocket over, and there's discoloration. But I think that the structural integrity of the joist is okay. It's just the subfloor. It's not great here. This is the area where both of those bathrooms are stacked back to back. You can see the original plumbing here was cast iron, which is typical of the age of the house. And then it was switched over to PVC. So the drain goes, that's the high side there, comes down here, and then there's a big union where everything kind of comes together here, and then it goes out towards the back left side of the house. So what I'm not crazy about is whenever I see cinder blocks stacked up, and you can see they're not straight, the function of these cinder blocks is to support this whole pipe apparatus T thing here. I'm just not wild about the way that it's secured, just resting on the cinder blocks, which are not on a footing. However, that being said, we could use, straps like this at the correct interval, and we could secure these pipes really nicely and then get rid of this monstrosity thing here. And it continues up there. You can see that there's another cinder block and then one further up. But the correct way to do that would be to use pipe straps like that and secure it to the joist. Now, I'm underneath one of the bathrooms. And you can see here that there's some issues right here. That just is kind of crumbly. Just kind of coming apart in my hand. Let's see, this would, trying to think, and that joist is gone too. I'm trying to think what I'm under. But at any rate, that floor needs to come out. It looks like it's at the back of the tub, maybe. I'm looking up in here. It looks like the tub. And this is the next joist pocket over. So it it's continuing on. It's just up in here, just falling apart in my hand. So that'll be 2 joists. Let's check the next one out. Okay, and this is probably the toilet in the hall bath. You can see the floor is not, somebody made an attempt to fix it, but they didn't really. That's just not much left of that. An iron pipe. Just probably ought to do all that with PVC. See the staining, the wood rot there. I think this is the toilet of the primary bedroom. Cast iron pipe. This is called a Fernco. So it's patched in there, it's patched in there, it's patched in there. And then it comes down here and it patches into the plastic. So we do all this work at the floors, we might as well just change all that out to plastic. There's this yellow stuff, which I'm not sure what it is, but it's up between the insulation and the house. I'm not exactly sure what all that is about. And this is the area where the tenant was saying the floor was kind of weak, and you can kind of see why. Ouch. All right, and then this is an area underneath what appears to be another tub. You can see the end of the tub there, but floor is just completely gone. And the joist, that joist is gone as well. So this whole area, we got to take that whole thing out. It's plastic stuff down in the holes and paper bags, and rotten floor. And this is where the staining stops. So we're about 10 feet or so from where the staining stops to the foundation wall, the front foundation wall. Just giving us an idea of the area affected. I went back inside and did some measurements and stuff like that. And so this area here is the toilet that's in the half bath in the primary bedroom. And the floor there, the tenant notes, is weak, but it's not rotten. It's flexing, but it's not rotten. So that, as far as fixing, it doesn't, I don't think anybody's going to fall through it. It's just flexing a little bit. Okay, and this is the area of the wall-hung sink in the half bath. This is on the other side of the joist where that wall-hung sink is in the half bath. Just crumbly. This is a real good view underneath the bathtub. This is the other end of the tub, the non-faucet end of the tub. And this is the toilet in the hall bath.